Haku was going through the roughest stage of his adult life. Financially, he was in a deep pit. It was now almost 2 years since he lost his animation job due to retrenchment policies, and he was yet to secure another one. He had tried to secure any type of job, but one that was suitable for him was not forthcoming. It isn't that Haku was proudly choosy on the type of job he could do, but he had a heart condition that restricted him from doing any kind of hard labor. Being the sole breadwinner in his young family, it broke Haku's heart that most of the days, his dear wife, who was 6 months into her pregnancy, would sleep hungry. He had come to a point in life whereby he didn't know what to do or say anymore. None of his old friends who always hang out with him when he had a job wanted anything to do with him. His parents were well in their 80s, and so Haku couldn't rely on them for help. Each day for the past 18 months, he had always started each new day with new hopes, but come evening, his days always ended with despair. His hopes of getting a job were getting dimmer and dimmer each day, to the point he had ran out of words of encouragement to tell his wife. However, amidst all that he was going through, Haku had one of the best gifts in the world, his wife. Haku's wife, Sakura, was the best life partner ever. She never once made Haku feel less of a man because of his inability to provide for his family. In fact, many are the times that Haku had lost all hopes in life, but Sakura always encouraged him in every possible way. Sakura couldn't let her husband, who was her life's pillar, to feel worthless simply because he was broke and jobless. In her, she always believed that life can change in an instant, and so it was her business to keep her husband ready for when that instance comes. Knowing very well that her husband was struggling to feed his family, Sakura took it upon herself to work any menial job that came her way, so she could support her husband. Having been brought up as the firstborn in a family of 12, Sakura had learned from a young age the value of being an industrious girl. Whenever she got lucky each day, she would wake up early in the morning, do the laundries for her neighbors, and then use the money she earned to buy breakfast for her family. There are days when she used to come back home empty-handed, after having walked for miles and miles searching for any kind of menial job, without success. But what made Sakura even more adorable was that every day, whether they had breakfast or not, Sakura would escort Haku to town to try and help him drop his job application letters in the various companies in town. In his heart and mind, Haku had no doubt of Sakura's love for him, but what was really troubling him was that he couldn't provide for her. He wished if only life could be merciful to him and give him a job, so he could stop seeing his pregnant wife struggling to make the ends meet. What was even more heartbreaking to him was the fact that if he couldn't provide for his wife, how then would he provide for his unborn child? Days were first approaching, and it scared him that he didn't even have money to buy clothes for his unborn kid. Sometimes in life, we get to a point where we lose the meaning of life, and that is exactly what happened to Haku. In an effort to raise money, he had sold almost every valuable item he had in the house, save their mattress, that they would spread on the hard floor and sleep on it. He had even cheaply sold his phone to buy food for his family, and so now he was relying on his wife's phone for email alerts. So one day, when Sakura was 1 month away from giving birth, she woke up early as always to go and search for a laundry job. They had not eaten for 2 days, and so the thought of going home empty-handed was killing her. Despite her pregnancy, she was more than determined to secure any menial job that came her way, just so she could go back home with something to eat. She had been walking for hours without any success of a job when her phone received an email alert. At first, Sakura thought of ignoring it, but something pushed her to check it out. To her surprise, it was a job invite for Haku from one of the biggest animation companies in the world. Due to his mad animation skills, the company had chosen Haku as their preferred candidate, and they were going to pay him a starting salary of $150,000 per year. Sakura couldn't believe her eyes as she screamed in excitement. Their efforts had finally paid off. Feeling rejuvenated, Sakura ran as fast as she could back home so she could relay the good news to her husband. However, her excitement was cut short when she unlocked the house, only to find Haku's lifeless body hanging from the ceiling. Haku had committed suicide, and from a note he had left Sakura, he told her that he was tired of living an unfulfilling life. If only he knew, he had given up when help had just arrived.